Hello and welcome to the Doubletree by Hilton Hotel here in Dublin, where the biggest event of the Irish literary calendar is about to take place.
Tonight we welcome the authors who've given us such wonderful books to read over the past 12 months.
It's going to be a star-studded event. We're going to be celebrating some of the world's literary giants, as well as some of the best new names of the last year.
I'm sort of amazed that I'm at a book awards anything, so it's very nice, yeah.
When something like this comes along, it's a reward in itself, actually. You know, I never expected to be in this category, in this company, so I'm very pleased.
I love writing. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't do it. I love it every day when I sit down to do it. It makes me very happy.
Really looking forward to tonight. I actually cover this event every year as a journalist for RTÉ, so it's very strange and very nice to be on the other side this time, and I'm really looking forward to the evening.
This kind of event is new to me. They don't do it like this anywhere else. It's absolutely fantastic. I can't believe it. I'm kind of bowled over. It's amazing, yeah.
But this is a very resilient industry. Remember, Gutenberg invented the printing press about 500 years ago, so it's kept going.
I think it was mainly because customers for years have been saying, oh, do you have a cookbook? Or...
Yes, I always love this evening. First of all, it kicks off Christmas as far as I'm concerned.
I love the book. I think it's probably one of the hardest books I've ever written, back to basics, but it's... But when I actually got it in my hands, it was worth every minute of it.
But generally I sit at my desk from 8 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night, and I don't have a conversation with anybody except myself until the evening. So to come here is... it's kind of like my Christmas party.
Once my bits are over, once I know whether I've won or not, then I can enjoy myself. And I know a few people here, so hopefully I'll have a good time.
Agus chum fáilte roimh don mhór a chaid seo. Agus tá súlagam go manaigh sibh tanmh as an ihe. Ladies and gentlemen, you all are really welcome here tonight to the 2014 Bord Gáis Energy Irish Book Awards. And tonight we celebrate another great year for Irish writing. It really is something to be cherished, that as the world of media continues to change, and to change in ways we never even thought of, we still love a good book. Nothing, it seems, can replace the pure pleasure of words on a page. And I'm sure many of the writers here may tell you that writing can sometimes be a thankless task. So that's what tonight is all about. It's about celebrating writers, and it's about saying thank you to you, the writers who give us the books that we love. First of all, though, tonight we're going to go over to Evelyn O'Rourke, who's in our green room. Evelyn.
Thank you, Keelan, and you're all very welcome. And yes, I am here in our winners' green room with lots of avid readers who are dying to hear what our winners have to say, aren't you? Yeah! I'll be interviewing all the winners tonight, as well as meeting the odd guest. So goodbye for now, Keelan, and we'll chat again later on in the show.
Thanks, Evelyn. Now, before the first award, I'd like to take a moment to thank the people who have made all of this possible. That's you at home, the people who buy and the people who read books. And remember, you still have quite an important role to play. Our overall winner, that's the Bord Gáis Energy Book of the Year Award, is still to be decided, and it's going to be decided by you. So to vote for your favourite of tonight's winners, all you have to do is log on to irishbookawards.ie, and you can do that straight after the show. Well, now to the first award of the evening. That's the John Murray Show Listener's Choice Award. And I'm really delighted now to welcome the man who, through his own radio show, has tirelessly promoted Irish writers. Please welcome John Murray.
Hi, Keelan.
Hello, John. Great to have you here again tonight.
Wonderful.
I'm not looking so bad yourself, John. Listen, this award, the John Murray Show Radio Choice Award, it really means an awful lot, both to yourself, but also to your whole team. Tell us, how does it actually work?
Well, the way it works is it's a public vote. People vote online. We've been doing it for 5 years now. And during the course of, once the shortlist, I interview all the authors, or at least most of the authors. But then it actually is a real democratic decision. It falls to the listeners of the John Murray Show to decide who is successful.
So they get to decide, but you get to interview all those
authors, which isn't too bad either.
Yeah. Listen, let's take a look at the nominations.
It's All in the Head, Majella, Donnell, Simon & Schuster. The Life and Loves of a He-Devil, Graham Norton, Hodder and Stoughton. Paul Galvin, In My Own Words, Transworld Ireland. The Test, Brian O'Driscoll, Penguin Ireland. Unravelling Oliver, Liz Nugent, Penguin Ireland. Us, David Nichols, Hodder and Stoughton.
So John, who's the winner?
The winner is Majella O'Donnell for It's All in the Head.
I'm absolutely astounded at the moment and absolutely delighted, and I just want to thank all the John Murray radio show listeners for voting, and everybody that's voted for me. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Please.
No.
My goodness.
I'm in shock.
Majella O'Donnell, award-winning author. You're very welcome.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here. As I say, I'm really in shock. It's just unbelievable. I can't believe. I feel like a fraud.
But that's interesting because you said that you were intimidated by the idea of writing a book when the idea first came up. Here you are, you've written it, it's hit the shelves, people love it, and now you're winning awards for it. How does that feel?
I don't know. Weird. It's just completely surreal. It's like, I don't know, it's like something's happening to me that's out with my control. You know, I mean, fantastic things have happened to me this year, and it's just all bizarre. It's amazing. Amazing.
Can I say that to you? Because it seems that you've emerged separately from Daniel in the year.
Yes.
And you now have a strong, publicly acknowledged, independent voice, really. What's that been like for you during this year, then?
It's been, I suppose it's been really nice because I have always been involved with the public, but always on the background. And, you know, when people would come to Daniel and ask for photos and autographs or whatever, now I'm kind of getting, you know, sometimes I would get an elbow in my face. Now I'm getting the arm around my shoulder as well. So it's kind of, you know, it's lovely. Yeah.
What was it like to see the book on the shelves?
Oh, yeah, that was amazing.
Was it? Where did you first see it? Or
well,
can
I mean,
you
I got
remember?
sent a copy.
Yeah, but when you walked into the shop.
Actually, the first time was in the north. I was going up to, Daniel was recording something in Newry, I think. And it was a couple of days before the publication date. And I was just walking through a shopping centre and past a bookshop, and I thought, oh my God. And I looked around, is there anybody around? And I went in and I just took a picture. Showed it to Daniel. Look, my book's on the shelf. Yeah, strange.
Can I just say, for us in this room, we are so thrilled for you that you've won
Thank you
this.
very
It's a
much.
huge achievement, and keep writing, I think.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, Majella
Thanks a
O'Donnell.
million. Thank you.
Your third award of the night. It's the Board Gosh Energy Sports Book of the Year, and not of illustrious winners here before.
Yes, indeed, and a star-studded lineup tonight. But among the previous winners are Ronan O'Gara, David Walsh, Paul McGrath, Johnny Giles, and Katie Taylor, of course, just fresh from her 5 gold medals. But she is a previous winner as well, so no pressure on the winner
Quite a lot
tonight.
to live up to here. Let's take a look at this year's nominations.
The second half. Roy Keane with Roddy Doyle, Weidenfeld and Nicholson, Fields of Fire, Damien Lawler, Transworld Ireland. The Test, Brian O'Driscoll, Penguin Ireland. Dalo, The Autobiography, Anthony Daly, Transworld Ireland. A Different Shade of Green, The Alan McLaughlin Story, Alan McLaughlin, Ballpoint Press. The Race to Truth, M. O'Reilly, Bantam.
John, who's the winner this year?
The winner is Brian O'Driscoll for The Test.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm absolutely honoured to be here and winning the Sports Book of the Year Award at the Irish Book Awards. To everyone that's bought the book and read and decided that it was decent enough to go and vote, thank you so much. And to Alan English, thanks so much for all your help. I know he's put his life on hold for the 5 or 6 month period, trying to double job, taking holidays, unpaid leave, so it's really appreciated. And finally, to my wife, who is at home looking after our children, and I can't tell you how grown up that sounds, for all her support and help, and not only just being there and being a voice, but also being a second editor along with Brendan Barrington. She's a very distinguished author herself, and she knows what people like to read. So thank you so much, Amy. I love you. Cheers.
Over here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the award-winning Brian O'Driscoll.
Good to be here.
Winner of the Bord Gáis Energy Sports Book of the Year.
Yeah, delighted. Absolutely delighted. Esteemed company. So yeah, anytime you win, it's no bad awards, are there?
No, there are no such things as bad awards, especially big hefty ones like this.
Correct.
Now, we have to congratulate you on your other new baby this year, Billy, baby Billy.
Yeah, he's not even a week old. So yeah, it's as much as this has been magnificent, I have had bigger highs this week. No, it was brilliant and different to last time around, where I had to go and play a game. It was kind of a bit easier to hang around the hospital and get involved and enjoy that moment.
So tell me about doing the book then. And what is the deal with the honesty you have to give a ghostwriter? I mean, did he push you on certain things, or did he take your cue? Go, come on, Brian, I'm not accepting that. I know there's more there.
Yeah, no, he absolutely challenged me. It would be a very bland book if you don't get challenged by your ghost. So, no, at times, the thing about writing a book is, about your life, you feel sometimes, are people interested in this? And the second thing you feel is you can't give all the good stuff and not the bad. So you have to give some of the stuff that maybe you're not overly proud of, but it's been part of your life and part of the learning curve. For me, and I think it's probably, I'd like to think it's in my personality, it's not about airing your grievances with people in a book. That was never my style, and some people have given out for not getting onto enough people in my book. That's not my style. I've no interest in doing that. If I have a problem with someone, I'll say it to their face. I won't write it in my book. So I think people are able to read between the lines on certain topics and certain individuals, and pick it as you will.
What do you think, or what do you hope we'll get from the book? What will we learn about you that you think is maybe new or different?
I think, particularly when you're captain of a team, I think it's not your voice, it's not the message that you're relaying for yourself, it's the message often you're trying to put across on behalf of your squad and your team. So it's often, different to your own opinion, but it's the sacrifice you make being a captain. And I suppose now that I'm on my own and doing my own thing, I think you're absolutely taking at face value for what you say is what you believe. So it just gives you a chance for a little bit more honesty and a little bit less confined to what what the specifications are for a team.
It's very nice to have you at a writing awards ceremony. We're more used to your wife being here, and we hope to see her back next year waving her latest novel at us. But for now, congratulations, Brian O'Driscoll.
Thank you.
Well, now I'm going to be joined by one of the world's favourite children's authors. He has sold 25 million books in 44 different languages, all of them about the adventures of his teenage criminal mastermind, Artemis Fowl. Please welcome now Ireland's Children's Laureate, Eoin Colfer. Thank you so much for being with us this evening.
I hadn't told my family about that 25 million, so...
We have you now. Well, listen, the first award you're going to present is the Specsavers Irish Children's Book of the Year in the senior category.
The big one, yes. I won this once, but I much prefer being a presenter. It's much better. But anyway, this is a very important award to me, because this is the time when traditionally you kind of lose kids when they move away to technology or sports or girls or boys or whatever. And so these are the guys who have to shepherd, and the girls, youngsters, from the picture books to the more important masterworks, like by John Banville or 50 Shades of Grey or whatever, something like that. But anyway, to make the point, I brought my son here. He's 11, Sean, he's over there. And whoever wins this award, you're responsible for his reading future. So this book better be good.
Skullduggery Pleasant, The Dying of the Light, Derek Landy, HarperCollins Children's Books. Apple and Rain, Sarah Crossan, Bloomsbury Children's. Moon Boy, Chris O'Dowd and Nick Vincent Murphy, Macmillan Children's Books. Brilliant, Roddy Doyle, Macmillan Children's Books.
The winners are Chris O'Dowd and Nick V. Murphy for Moon Boy.
Now, unfortunately, Chris and Nick are not with us tonight, but they did send us this message.
No. We won. We won! Oh my goodness, that can't be right.
Wow, that's incredible. To be even nominated against Roddy Doyle and Derek Landy and Sarah Crossan is incredible.
And the fact that we have won shows just how corruptible judges can be. We'd like to thank the
Board Posh Energy Irish Book Awards,
Specsavers,
and Macmillan,
our wonderful publishers. Have a great night.
Enjoy all the free gas.
So now our next award, it is the National Book Tokens Nonfiction Award, Owen.
That's the one, that's the envelope I have. So I hope it is.
Hugely diverse category, this.
Very diverse, and I'm from Wexford, and so as you know from our politicians, we don't really deal in non-fiction very well. So yeah, this is very interesting for me.
We'll take a look at the nominations here.
Get Shit Done, Niall Harbison, Penguin Ireland. The Last Armada, Des Eakin, The O'Brien Press. The Life and Loves of a He-Devil, Graham Norton, Hodder and Stoughton. It's Not Yet Dark, Simon Fitzmaurice, Hachette Books Ireland. Hanging with the Elephant, Michael Harding, Hachette Books Ireland. Tom Gilmartin, Frank Connolly, Gillan Macmillan.
The winner is Graham Norton.
Thank you very much. This is an evening of huge surprises. I was surprised to be nominated for a book event. I was particularly surprised to find out you could send video messages because I schlepped here. Seriously, it was a long journey. They didn't make it. And also, it's a huge surprise to me because, of course, these are won through votes. People vote for these. And I don't know about you, but I had no idea that many people worked at Hachette Ireland. All I would say is I know there are millions of Irish people all around the world. And listen, if you all gave them this sort of welcome, they'd all come back. That's no doubt. And I just want to finish with a thing that I just saw today. I've never seen this little quote before. It's the French composer, I think it's Hector Berlioz, and he said, "Time is a great teacher, but unfortunately it also kills all its pupils." So I would just urge you to enjoy your evening. Have a lovely time. Thank you very much. Good night. How are you?
I'm great, congratulations.
Nice to see you.
Very nice to see you and your beautiful award.
I know, a prize.
A prize.
How lovely.
And it's really heavy.
It is. I feel like it should contain gin. If only it did.
That's a whole other book.
Yes.
Can we talk a little bit about the book, the reason you're here this evening, The Life and Loves of a He-Devil?
The award-winning book that I just read.
The award-winning. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the award-winning writer,
that's
Graham
wrong.
Norton.
That's wrong.
No, it's great.
No, listen, I'm thrilled to win, but equally embarrassed because you're in a room full of people who actually write books for a living, and I just, you know, showed up, and now look. Yeah.
But when you sat down to write this book, you'd written a memoir before.
Yes.
And you knew you wanted to do something different with this. Maybe not the linear thing, maybe not the and then this.
And honestly, that
Why?
was to do with not being a writer.
Okay.
Because actually that was the thing I found very hard about the first book, where I did a straightforward autobiography from cradle to now. And it was so unwieldy and so it was like rolling a giant boulder up a hill. And in this one, by breaking it down into chapters, kind of standalone chapters, essays, I don't know what they are, about the things that I love, it was so much more manageable. And it made it, for me, a much kind of more enjoyable experience, and I think a better read, because you're not wading through stuff that I felt I had to put in just to join the dots. You know, because in an autobiography, you can't just kind of go, and then there was a decade where nothing happened. Because people think you're lying. And actually, I wasn't. No, nothing happened. But here it is. So in this book, it was much easier. It was, it was in bite-sized chunks.
But what I think is also interesting about you is you talk about maybe being intimidated about calling yourself a writer.
Yes.
But you clearly love storytelling. And on your very programme, you punish bad storytellers. I mean,
yes.
They're gone if they can't deliver a good story.
Is this stool wired?
Tonight, Graham. No, it's not. But I find that kind of interesting about you. It's not about the writing, it's about getting to the heart of the story for you, and that's where the passion is for you, I think.
I like anyone. I think it's a very Irish thing that you like a story. And I think particularly in book clubs, you'll get a book that has amazing reviews and and it is beautifully written, but you just think, where's the story? What's going on here? Yes, you've set a scene, great characters, what's happening? Nothing is often the answer. So I do like telling a yarn, but in the way that I think everyone likes hearing a yarn. And by the way, can I just say, you've got the best seats in there, quite dull. It's so much better in here. Yeah.
Writing, though, is it something you'll return to again? Do you enjoy it?
Look, I do enjoy it, and particularly, like I was explaining, this process I did enjoy. So I would like to do it again. I don't quite know why or what story I want to tell. So I think if I thought of a novel idea or fiction idea that I thought could sustain a novel, maybe I'd try that, but very, very quietly.
You do nothing quietly, which is why we love you. Ladies and gentlemen, the award-winning writer.
Yeah,
Norton.
Award-winning.
Now, our next category this evening is a brand new award. It's the International Recognition Award. And really, while much of tonight is about celebrating Irish writers and Irish publishers, this award is about celebrating the international stars of the industry. And to present it, I'm joined now by George Hook.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am keenly aware of a deep sense of honour and privilege that our honoree must be feeling at having me here to introduce him tonight. 270 million books at the last count, in 147 countries, in 35 languages, is a testament to his extraordinary ability as a storyteller. Perhaps only the Bible may have outsold him, although our honoree would certainly have never written a story about a fella sitting under a tree, eating an apple, having a conversation with a talking snake. Ladies and gentlemen, your international award recognition is Jeffrey Archer.
I never thought the day would come when I would be in the same room as Brian O'Driscoll. Brian, we've never met. It's been a privilege over the years to watch a great sportsman, a great gentleman. On my days at Oxford, I remember Mike Gibson, and you and he are my two heroes in the Irish rugby team. May I begin, Mr. Chairman, by thanking you and Bord Gáis for this prestigious award. It is indeed a great honour to be the first person to receive it. And in particular, the Irish people who have continued to read my novels over so many years. Over the years, and many years ago, I wrote a novel called Cain and Abel. People do not realize that actually the first breakthrough for that book was in this city. It was Gay Byrne on the Late Late Show who predicted it would be #1 all over the world. And I will be grateful to him for the rest of my life. For that, and for this, thank you.
It's been a busy night, but the evening is still far from over. After the break, there will be some more surprises and a very special Lifetime Achievement Award. Keelan will also be reminding you how to vote for the Bord Gáis Energy Book of the Year, so please stay with us. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to part 2 of the show. We've several awards to go, including the ever-popular Cookbook of the Year, Popular Fiction Book of the Year, as well as Lifetime Achievement Award, and that's not even the half of it. In the meantime, back to the main stage and to Keelan Sean.
Evelyn, thank you very much. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage my next guest, presenter of TV3's Ireland AM, Sinead Desmond. Sinead, thank you so much for being here this evening.
My pleasure. Enjoying the cheers. Thank you.
Well, listen, first off, you're here to present, I think it's got to be one of the most hotly contested of all the awards, the Avonmore Cookbook of the Year. A lot of diversity this year in the lineup.
Huge diversity, actually. I was chatting to Rachel Allen about this earlier on, and she was saying 10, 15 years ago, you couldn't have imagined so many new writers in this category. You've got the lads from Happy Pear. I love your cookies. Sally's Seedy Cookies, one of my favourites. You've got Kevin Dundon, and I loved chatting to Kevin earlier on. He said, he's relaxed tonight. Because it's not a restaurant award, it's a book award, so he can chill out and enjoy himself with huge diversity. And it's really encouraging to see so many great Irish chefs, you know, talk about Irish food and Irish baking and Irish cooking and Irish recipes and celebrate Irish cooking. We've come a long way. We used to get slagged for Irish cooking. We're doing a damn good job of it nowadays.
Absolutely, and these are the Christmas presents we're all going to buy this year. Let's take a look at the nominations.
The Happy Pair, David and Stephen Flynn, Penguin Ireland. All Things Sweet, Rachel Allen, HarperCollins. The Nation's Favourite Food, Fast, Nevin Maguire, Gill and Macmillan. From Linda's Table, Linda Booth, DCS Publishing. Back to Basics, Kevin Dundon, Mitchell Beasley. The Extra Virgin Kitchen, Susan Jane White, Gillan Macmillan.
Sinead, who's won?
I will tell you right now. It is Nevin Maguire for the nation's favourite fast food.
First of all, I really am privileged. This is my 11th cookbook, and when I started cooking from the age of 12, I just wanted to cook. I just loved food. I love talking about food. I love eating it, as you can see, and I just love the whole subject of food. To cook is the greatest gift anyone can do in their life. To enjoy good food and to celebrate it with your family and friends. I think that's beautiful. And to all the nominees, you know, keep doing what you're doing. Keep cooking with passion and just love what you do and enjoy the rest of your night. And thank you so much to Gillan Macmillan again. Thank you. Pleasure.
Now, this category you've been nominated a number of times over the years. What does it mean to bring this trophy home?
Well, as I say, it's third time lucky, and you just see the array of talent that was nominated tonight. You know, there's so many great cooks and chefs in Ireland. The food is fantastic and the produce, and to win it is just really, really privileged. Delighted.
Now, it's over 11 years since you've published your first book.
Can't believe it. And food has changed so much, and people's enthusiasm and their love for food, and, you know, we're all foodies in a way because we all have an opinion about food. More and more people are cooking at home, which is great. Some people in the audience are saying, well, we were always cooking, but, you know, there is a generation that just love to cook and share their passion for food.
How far in advance do you start then planning the themes around your books?
Probably about a year ahead. We'd work about a year ahead, and really from start to finish you can do a book in about 6 months, and that includes photography, recipe testing, and that's the fun part. You have to test every recipe, so there's food coming out our ears in Black Lion. So the friends, neighbours, aunts, uncles, they all call in because we do each recipe, it has to be tested, and I have 4 chefs helping me, so thank you to the team.
So the word spreads, and Evan's got a new book idea. Everybody runs along.
That's it. You know, and we're testing, like, there is so much food, but, you know, you want to give it away. You don't want to waste anything. You know, I'm from Cam. We don't want to waste anything. But we do enjoy it. We do enjoy it, and it's great fun, and very important that your recipes are tested.
Well, now it's time to welcome my final guest of the evening. It's Brendan O'Connor. Award is all about promoting independent booksellers. It's the Books Are My Bag Popular Fiction Award. Tell us a bit about it, Brendan.
Well, this is the Popular Fiction Award as against the Unpopular Fiction Award, which is coming up next. Look, as everyone in this room knows, popular fiction is a euphemism for... Not chicklet, no, for books that people actually read, okay? Unpopular fiction is books that people pretend to read, and they have to keep the popular fiction separate from the unpopular fiction, because the funny thing is, if you put them all in together, the unpopular fiction would actually win, even though nobody reads it. So this is the award for the books that people actually read. And do you want to say here are the nominations?
Let's look at the nominations.
The Heart of Winter, Emma Hannigan, Hachette Books, Ireland. It started with Paris, Kathy Kelly, Orion. The Last Days of Rabbit Hayes, Anna McPartlin, Transworld Ireland. Keeping Up with the Kalashnikovs, Ross O'Carroll Kelly, Penguin Ireland. The Year I Met You, Cecelia Ahern, HarperCollins. The Secret Sisters Keep, Sinead Moriarty, Penguin Ireland.
The winner is, for The Year I Met You, Cecelia Ahern.
This is my 8th nomination and my first win. Thank you. I feel like I've earned this one. Huge thanks to everyone who voted for me. It's not easy to be voted for, I've learned. A massive thanks to HarperCollins, who've been here 8 years and walked away with me as losers. So thank you so much for... Thanks for your support. I've been with you for 12 years now. Lynn Drew's been my editor for that amount of time. I adore working with you all. I think you're the most creative, inspiring, innovative bunch. And I just want to thank you so much for giving me the freedom to write whatever the hell I want to write without telling me what to write. I think as an author that is an absolute dream. For all publishers, that's the top tip. And thank you for paying me for being a weirdo and for letting me write my weirdness on your fancy paper. And who else would I like to thank? My family, 2 super women at that table, my mom and Marianne Gunn O'Connor, without whom I would not be here. And I'd like to thank my husband, who did not think that I was going to win, so he went to a premiere, Paddington Bear premiere with my daughter tonight, and dumped me. But look, honey. And who else? And the booksellers. Massive thanks to the booksellers. You've supported me from day one. You are a nutty, zany,
amazing lot who just believe in the importance of storytelling, which makes you my heroes. So thank you so much. I actually can't believe how happy I am. I'm so happy. Thank you.
What does it mean to you then to win? What's the significance of it for you?
Do you know what? I really didn't think I'd be this happy. I think I just always get used to not winning. So it's a real honour to be here, to be in the room with all of these people I adore. I get so starstruck over authors. But then to win one is just a really, I feel really happy for my publishers. I feel that they're the people that I'm happier for them than for me. They put so much work into it. They've all come over from London. Year after year after year, I didn't win. And so this year I was like, yes, HarperCollins. I feel happy for the team, I suppose.
You're very emotional.
I know, who would have thought? No, really, because for that reason, I think it's been so many years and there's such a huge team and you just want to say thank you to them. You want to win it for them and you want to say thank you to them.
From the debut novel that really, burst onto the scenes, P.S. I Love You, you've always been noted as somebody who just comes up with these extraordinarily original central ideas to your books.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you just all the time making notes? For example, this one, where did the idea of this come to you? Do you have a drawer full of them and you're just working your way through them?
I do. I have a book of ideas. So whenever I come up with ideas, I scribble them down. And I even came up with an idea about my book of ideas, which I wrote in my book of ideas. So, yeah, it's really important. I think a lot of the time I'll come up with ideas, but they're not fully formed yet. And when you write them down, they're there and they can be there for years. And then all of a sudden I'll come up with a character a couple of years later and it'll slot into that idea and it'll all come together.
Looking back then at, say, P.S. I Love You and the book since then, how many is it now? 11?
11, yeah.
11. How do you think you've changed as a writer over the years?
I think I've gotten a lot better. It's definitely, I've kept my voice and my style will always be the same. The thread between all of them is that I'm writing about a character who's in a really just has hit the lowest point of their life and don't think they can go any lower. And what it's about them just going through this journey of self-discovery as they go through that process. My philosophy is that when we're happy, we're just happy. We don't ask any questions. And when we all go through difficult times, we really just self-analyse. We ask questions about everything. And I find that the toughest times, I find a stronger part of myself comes out of that. You wish the tough time didn't happen, but as a result of it, you are a stronger person. And that's kind of what's tied them all together, all 11 books. But definitely, everything's better, language, description, character, everything is kind of as it should be after 12 years be getting better.
This has been an incredible year for you. Love, Rosie, the movie hit the cinemas, along obviously with your win tonight.
Yeah.
Tell us about what the year's been like for you. Have you enjoyed yourself this year?
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy every year. To me, my favourite thing is just sitting in my office and writing, and that's what I do this for. Tonight's the hard work, the easy part is writing the novel. This year I wrote a second novel then in the summertime, which I've never done before, and it's my first young adult book. So it's been an interesting, busy year, but the more books I can write, the better. The more time and freedom I'm given to write, it's the best. It's really the best thing for me.
Well, keep writing, please, on behalf of all of your readers. And huge congratulations. I know what this means to you. Yeah. And it's so lovely to see you clutching this award.
I know.
Bring it home safely.
It's going to be another 8 years maybe before I get another one. I'm hanging on.
Now we're on to our last award, your last award of the evening. It's the Eason Novel of the Year, and this, of all our awards tonight, is the longest standing award.
The nominations tonight prove that the novel is alive and well for another while anyway.
Let's take a look at them.
A History of Loneliness, John Boyne, Doubleday. Academy Street, Mary Costello, Canongate. The Bone Clocks, David Mitchell, Sceptre. From Out of the City, John Kelly, Dorky Archive Press. Nora Webster, Colm Tobin, Viking. The Thrill of It All, Joseph O'Connor, Harville Secker.
The winner of the Eason Novel of the Year is Mary Costello for Academy Street.
My heart is thumping very loudly.
I feel very honoured to be on the same shortlist as my 5 co-nominees. A lot of Academy Street was inspired by my mother's family stories, some of them. So my mother and my Aunt Carmel were a big inspiration. Every day, writers go into their rooms and they engage with people who don't exist. And then a year or two later, we expect complete strangers to, give over many hours, maybe days of their lives to read our books. And the audacity of that is amazing. But they do, and we're very grateful. And I'm very grateful. Thank you very much.
Mary, an overnight sensation after how many years of writing?
20.
Tell us about the significance of winning this award tonight for your debut novel.
I'm thrilled. I was surprised. It is a big honour, and I felt, the other 5 writers were really very, very prestigious writers. So I was thrilled to be on that shortlist alone. So I would have been happy to be just shortlisted, but it is an extra bonus to win. It means a lot.
Now, you were shortlisted earlier in the week for the Costa Book Award. We heard tonight that a previous award that you'd won, the Guardian First Award, has gone to another Irish writer, Colin Barrett. What do awards mean to you? What kind of confidence do they give writers?
I suppose, they disturb your balance for a few days, or your equilibrium a little bit. But I think that, I hope certainly that in the dark days when I do hit those blanks and those walls in the middle of winter, they will give me a little boost. I think they probably will fortify me in some way. It's an affirmation that the writing is worth something,
So you just sort of rub it gently. The magic genie in the
before.
lamp. Is this your first award?
This is my first one, yes. Yeah.
Why do you think readers are enjoying Tess so much?
I don't know, I suppose it's hard for me to say that, but I think because she's a very ordinary, unremarkable person, but she lives as honestly as she can, and she shows her fears and her vulnerabilities, and she is probably like the rest of us, just putting one foot in the front of the other and ploughing on no matter what life serves her.
Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to our final very special award. It's the Bob Hughes Lifetime Achievement Award, which honours the true greats of Irish writing, as the previous winners attest. The writer who receives this award will join a list that includes John McGahern, William Trevor, Edna O'Brien, Maeve Binchy, Jennifer Johnston, Seamus Heaney and John Banville. These are the writers that we cherish, whose work is and will continue to be passed on throughout the generations. So let's take a look back now at the amazing achievements of tonight's recipient.
I think Paul Durcan, over the past 40 years and in the 2,000 poems he has written, has really given us a soundtrack for our lives.
Paul has been on a journey for 50 years, from this tiny book published in 1967 with Brian Lynch to volumes like this. And it's been amazing to see him take the psychic pulse of a battered Irish nation, but he contorts it beautifully, almost like you're looking at a spoon in a glass of water.
And also he has written with extraordinary and unsettling honesty about his marriage, the tender love he has for his grandchildren, in a way that so many people can identify with.
My wife died suddenly 4 years ago. The next day, Paul sent the most beautiful poem to us, and I would sooner have his words on a tombstone than my words, because they were just so moving and affecting, and they meant so much to us.
The manager of the Tipperary County Hurling team has been known to use Paul's work to motivate the team. So I think that Paul should share some of the credit for Tipperary winning the All-Ireland against Kilkenny in 2009.
His poetry is not a safe poetry. He's like a man who climbs on a ledge and jumps off and hopes to invent a parachute on the way down.
There should be a statue to Paul in the same way that there's a statue to Daniel O'Connell. Both of them are liberators, one a political liberator and the other a liberator of the imagination.
Well, now to present the Bob Hughes Lifetime Achievement Award, please welcome the current Ireland Professor of Poetry, Paula Meehan.
Paul Durcan doesn't have an audience.
He has a congregation. We come together with a rare devotion to hear his hymns to human endurance. In the sure knowledge we will be lifted up out of our ordinary worlds into the holy Republic of Durcan. In Paul's Republic, the values are friendship and loyalty. It is a place where the alpha gobshites are mercilessly scrutinized, a place where a circle of hell has been prepared that even Dante could not have imagined for all those who would limit our freedom to love each other and to live as peaceful citizens in full creative sovereignty and joy. We live in a state where the words transparency and accountability have come to mean their exact opposite. In a time when George Orwell's dystopian novel 1984 reads like a handbook for a lost Arcadia. Against this travesty, Paul Durcan's poetry has been a source for, and he has been a witness for, the deepest and truest humanist values. He is a sophisticated European literary artist of profound learning. His poetry has always, unswervingly, charted a path of sanity and integrity. It is my honour now to present Paul Durcan with the Bob Hughes Lifetime Achievement Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Paul Durcan.
First and last, and forever, thanks to my greatest supporter, my mother, my late mother, Sheila McBride. And here are a few lines for her. Sister Agnes writes to her beloved mother, Dear Mother, thank you for the egg cozy. Sister Alberta from near Clonakilty said it was the nicest, positively the nicest egg cozy she had ever seen. Here, the big news is that Reverend Mother is pregnant. The whole convent is simply delighted. We don't know who the lucky father is, but we have a shrewd idea who it might be. Do you remember that retreat director I wrote you about? The lovely old Jesuit with a rosy nose. We think it was he. So shy and retiring, just the type. Father P.J. Pegasus, S.J. Of course, it's all hush, hush. Nobody is supposed to know anything in case the bishop, that young hypocrite, might get to hear about it. When her time comes, Reverend Mother officially will go away on retreat, and the cherub will be reared in another convent. But considering the general decline in vocations, we are all pleased as pea-shooters that God has blessed the order of the little tree with another new sapling, all of our own making, and of Jesuit pedigree too. nevertheless, not a word. Myself, I am crocheting a cradle shawl. Hope you're doing your novenas. Love, Aggie.
I'd like to remind you once again that you can vote for your favourite book of the year from the shortlisted winners tonight. Simply log on to irishbookawards.ie and vote before midnight Thursday the 4th of December to select the overall Bord Gáis Energy Book of the Year. The winner will be announced the next day on The John Murray Show on RTÉ Radio 1. Other winners tonight included the Ireland AM Crime Fiction Book of the Year was Unravelling Oliver by Liz Nugent.
I just want to say to my mum that when my teachers wrote in my school report that I had a big imagination, they didn't just mean that I was a big liar.
The Journal.ie Best Irish Published Book of the Year was The Dubliners 100, edited by Thomas Morris.
Thank you to everyone who voted, and thank you to the readers, and a big congratulations, I think, to Tramp Press. This is only the second book I've ever published.
The Sunday Independent Newcomer of the Year was Only Ever Yours by Louise O'Neill.
I had practiced a very gracious losing face, but I didn't practice any acceptance speech, so I'm just completely astounded.
Shh, We Have a Plan by Chris Houghton was the winner of the Specsavers Children's Book of the Year, Junior.
Everyone who was nominated is really amazing, and also my book was really, there's hardly any words in it. I think there's a total word count of 90.
Writing.ie's Short Story of the Year award was won by John Boyne with Rest Day.
I am an unashamed literary snob, and I want to say that being on a list with Frank and Christine, whose work I have read for many years and admired, with Kieran and Danielle, who are new writers to me and who I look forward to reading a lot in the future, and with Donnell, who's become a good friend over the last 2 or 3 years. It makes me want to up my game and deserve this. So I'm proud to be with all of you. Thank you.
Well, tonight we have had a welcome reminder that Irish writing remains amongst the very best in the world. All of the nominees are proud guardians of our precious literary legacy and an inspiration to anyone who is considering putting words on a page. My sincere thanks go to everybody who took part in tonight's awards, and thank you for being with us this evening. We look forward to seeing you again next year. In the meantime, happy reading.